Chandrasekhar R, Head of Academics at Asian Institute of Design, welcome you all to the webinar. In the current scenario, it is very important for all of us to stay safe while ensuring learning is not affected. In line with this, AID is providing various alternative platforms for its students and other stakeholders to enhance their skills and continue their learning process. Before we start our program, let me take you through basic guidelines. If you have any questions during the webinar, kindly post it on QA so that the presenter can pick it up and answer you as and when required. The webinar is being recorded and we will share you for further referencing. And also it is streamed live on YouTube. Let me provide you a brief introduction about Asian Institute of Design. AID is a progressive higher education institution started in the year 2007 with a focus on AVGC industry courses. However, subsequently, we added technology and design portfolios into our program list. We offer diploma, professional diploma, and bachelor's. The bachelor program is affiliated with Bangalore North University. We offer courses in the area of art, design, animation, gaming, and technologies. The teaching methodology focuses on student-centric approach to ensure that our students have a holistic development. The faculties are drawn from leading industry in these segments, which will provide an opportunity for our students to know the current industry requirements. And the curriculum is developed in consensus with the industry experts. This will provide an opportunity for our students to know what industry needs and to prepare them according to that requirements. Our alumni are associated with leading studios across the world, and they have credits in many blockbuster movies, such as Godzilla, Lion King recently, and also many AAA games. If you wish to know more about Asian Institute of Design, please visit asianinstituteofdesign.in or also reach us through our various social media platforms. Let me introduce about today's speaker, Mr. Bhaskar Nagendra, who is a faculty at Asian Institute of Design and has Masters in Visual Communication. He has over 12 years of experience both in industry as well as academia. His vast experience will be helpful for all of you to know how a product can be packaged. Hope this session would be very informative and useful one. And we hope it will be more interactive through a lot of discussions and question and answers. I hope this session will be very entertaining. Thank you all. Wish you all the best. Now I request Bhaskar to take over from here. Thank you.
Good morning, all. Can you hear me? If yes, please say yes or no. Yeah, good morning. Right, that's fine. So it's audible. Yeah, thanks for the nice introduction that gave about me, sir. Like, yeah. So let me start this presentation. Like you all know. Okay, let me see. It's all. There's no doubt at all. Audio is clear. Fine, fine. So everything is fine. Yeah. So as you all know, like today's presentation is about package graphics design, right? So I'll be going through about different process of how a package is done and how we put everything together, the whole process, and how we present it finally. So that's the overall process that I'm going to show in this presentation, right? I hope all of you are into designing, are all from designing, or anybody who is just here for doing just to know about this. How is this? See me now? Yeah. Okay, some are from marketing, some are from designing. Yeah, that's great to have different people so that we can share different things. Yeah, engineering student. We okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so I hope this will help you in not just even if you're not just as a designer, but uh, because design as a whole approach is like putting things together to present something. So in that way, it doesn't mean where we are in, whether we are in a designing industry or whatever. So this should definitely help you in understanding how design works. And at some point of time, every one of us will have, it is not one point of time, like every day we generally see different types of designs. That's how, because we are used to design for any kind of design. Like it can be a product design, it can be, there's so many types of designs that we generally see, right? So we are used to it, we are used to design, and we are used to what is good and what is bad. And you don't need a proper what is it, you don't need a kind of study on it, or you don't have to be that much um, like you don't need an experience to say which is a good design or a bad design, right? As a general audience, as a general person, from a human angle, you can say it's a good design or a bad design. That's what is important as a designer for all of us, right? uh, let me share the screen and show you what is there for us today. I hope you can see the screen clear. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Somebody raised hand. I think okay, it's all fine. Yes. So you can see the screen. So this is the topic what we are talking about today. Um, so this is called as package graphic design. That's what we are going to talk about. And to make it simple, to make you understand more about this, I am saying in a very simple words, like package design and package graphic design as two different terms, which I'll be explaining. What is the main difference between these two? And if you understand the basics of design, how design works, I think it works uh, everywhere, like not just in the graphic design, to any kind of design. And just start with, I want to play just small video, very small video clipping. Oh, I hope some of you watched the video. It is related to it or not related to it, but it's just a small video to make, uh, just to keep things up. You don't have to follow the audio. There is no audio for this. It's just a video. There's a woman who's a driver who's trying to park her car so that she can align the petrol cap to uh, the pump. That's a funny video. I don't want to say anything like I don't want to say it's related to the design or whatever. But yes, there are some point, there's some elements which are related to design also in this. But I just want to start off with a funny video like this, so I just showing you this. But there is a design element which goes behind this, right? wherein why we need why we have to have this handle only on one side? Why can't we have it on both sides? Or if the handle comes from the top somewhere, not just from one side of this petrol tank or something. So there can be design changes. Seeing these kind of issues, we can definitely change the design, right? But that's total different thing. It's not into our topic right now. Uh, yeah. So to the today's session, like what you are going to get out of this, what you're going to know about this overall about the today's session is like, first thing, what is design, right? And the next thing is what is package graphic design, how different is it from a package design or other things, and the main trends and rules that we have to follow, or trends that are there out there in the market on package designs. And then finally, I'm going to take a case study of a product. So I'll be showing you the product, how it is right now, and how we can change, how we can do a redo the whole design thing on top of it. Right. And finally, the question and answers, wherein if you have some doubts in it, you can definitely ask me. Right. So as a design, like when we talk about design, this is what I was telling you from the starting of this. Design is not just one single topic. Design is not just um, graphic design or something like that. Design is a big thing, right? There are so many different designs. What we have, there is industrial designs, package, interior, UI, product. There are so many. There are so many kinds of uh, designs that we have. In that, the thing that that we are relating today is graphic design. That's I'm highlighting it. That doesn't mean graphic design is actually controlling all these things. No, it's not at all. Design is something which is controlling all these things. That is the main. That is the mother, and all these things are the sub products of it. But our topic today is about graphic design. That's where I'm putting graphic design in the center because our topic works on it today, right? And even package design is also there just beside that. But package design itself is a little different compared to what actually graphics for package when we talk about, right? But all are interrelated. All kinds of products have more or less same kinds of principles that we need to follow. Right? Clear? Clear till now? Yeah. So the main question, the big question, or the main question of today's, what's design? Like, according to you, like anybody can answer. You can put it in the chat. Wherein, what is design according to you? When we say design, what is it according to you? Can I get some answers? You can type it out. Okay. A nice, interesting answers I'm getting. Like, design is for communication. It's for usability, ergonomic, uh, giving a message, appealing, innovation, perspective. Like, yeah, there are so many answers. Good, good. There's so many, and all this are saying more or less. Is my chat visible? Yes, it is visible. Uh, yeah. So design is something which is for people and by the people, more like a human-centric kind of design. What you're talking about? Yes, there are so many answers. Like there are some answers which says design is about talking something visually. Design is about showing something visually. But there are some answers which are correct in this, which I'll be showing next. What is the answer for this? But whatever it is, whatever answer for this, it's actually a combination of all the answers that you people are giving, because it's a kind of visual way of telling. Yeah, there are so many answers. Like there are people who are typing the correct answers there, which are actually somebody else. Okay, nice answers. Right. So, what is design? Yeah, coming to this, is it like when we have to, like, what is design? When we talk about what is the big question mark about design, um, is it this? Is it about making things look beautiful or pretty? Or is it about just putting everything nice and tidy, keeping everything in a nice straight line or these things? Or is it about creating some kind of beautiful images of, as like visually creating something through art? Okay, that's people, somebody says creating something through art or whatever, right? Is it just this? The answer is no. It's not just to make things look beautiful. That is the final thing. That is the final output of what we are doing. But there are so many other things that will be there inside this. Like it's not just about doing something beautiful, but the main thing here is problem solving, right? So most of you answered that. So most of you answered saying it's all about problem solving. Yes, that's about problem solving. Putting our idea, putting our visual idea, putting our design skills, putting all those things to solve a problem. So I'll give a very simple example for this, very straightforward example. Like if you go to some other country where the language is a barrier and you go to a washroom, if there are two doors which says in their own local language, he and she, we cannot read it, right? That's a problem. So if you put a symbol there, yes, somebody said symbol. If you put a symbol there, maybe a female symbol and a male symbol, so that's will solve the problem. So everybody understands how a female looks, how a male looks. But again, that there will be a different other things, maybe disabled or like differently able. There are so many other things. But in general, I'm talking about the main problem that we have. And if you show it in the form of symbols, like somebody is answering symbol, symbol design, iconographic, visual symbols, yes, all those things. If you try to incorporate these things in a, so it will solve that problem. Similarly, even for us, for our package design also, there is a problem that we are going to address through our design. That's the main idea of this, right? I hope this is clear till now, what I mean to say. So, yeah. So you can see this is a simple example of a chair which looks really good at its design. So if you all say designing something really cool is design, so this is a very good design. But if we are designing a chair, and is it solving the problem? It's a no. If you're designing a chair and it's definitely not solving the problem because it's difficult to sit on it, that means it's a very good design piece, but it's not a good for actual purpose what we want it to. So we want that for comfort, we want that for sitting, but it's a bad design. If we are taking some things in our like mind, like I want this, I'm designing a chair for sitting. It's not just a design piece. I want this to be. It's not just I want to put it in one corner or something like that. I want to sit on it. So it's a bad design, right? This chair is an art. Yes, this chair is an art. Somebody answered, this chair is an art. That's what I'm saying. This is an art piece, but this is as a design to sit. It's not comfortable, right? The main difference, which I was telling, like the difference between the package design and the package graphic design, right? So what we are going to deal today is all about the package graphic design, but not about the package design, because package design is totally a different design thing, wherein we design the shape of the box, we design how the product should be packed inside. So all that comes under something called as package design. So our topic today is not about doing that, right? If I have to show an example, so you see there are different types of package examples that I have on the screen here. Like some are in the form of watermelon, some for the biscuits. They are different, but each has its own different design, right? A package design. I'm not talking about the graphics on top of it. I'm not talking about the color on top of it. I'm not talking about any design on top of it, right? Graphic designs and design elements in package. Okay, yeah. So here if you see, it's different design styles, like different package designs that they use to address a problem. And it's not just some random package design that we need to do. Any package design that we do here, our main idea again is to solve the problem of ease of use, right? So how well it solves the problem, how well it serves the purpose. So that's what we are doing here. Like this particular package designs, the different packages, what we are seeing, all this has a purpose in the end. Like if you see this food meal of this like meal package of MACD, so it's like a package, but once you open it, it becomes a kind of a tray or a plate where you can eat inside that and again close and maybe you can throw it up, something like that, right? And there are some packages which are again environmental friendly also. Like if you feel there is so much of waste, there are some which will actually are very environment friendly, and there are even some packages nowadays they're making like after using the package we can even put it in a sand which will grow into a plant, something like that. That is the innovation of the package design. That's not our topic today. Our topic is to how to create graphics on top of these packages, right? So you can see the packages looks good because of the design. Like if you see this particular package in the center, which has something like a biscuits, like a teeth, and then it's open, like a mouth open. but it has that feeling once you have a design of a face on top of it, right? And the design is something which is making the package design even more appealing, right? The same goes with all other kinds of packages, right? So we are dealing about this now, today. So, yeah, somebody has a doubt here. Lots of graphic design and design elements and package the product can be visually appealing, and concepts behind product are what product carry. Yeah. Yes. So what's a good package design? Like we are talking about the good package graphic design, and yeah, it is specifically graphic package graphic design, how it should look like in the end. So what is the problem and what we are going to solve with this? That is what we are talking about. So if you see here, there are some things that you need to keep in mind when you're designing a package. First thing, it should be simple and it should be clearly convey what you want to say. Like it should show the product name and it show the brand what who is selling. Like most of the time we go and buy a product seeing the brand, and if the brand is not properly mentioned on top of it, then we cannot. Maybe we will it will mislead us. So it should be always simple, and we should give the clarity in the design itself, saying this brand and this product is what you're going to buy. So which is very very important. Like if you go and buy one particular maybe shoe which you like, right? You go for one particular product. So you go there, look for that particular product in a shoe shop, and then you buy. But if the symbol and all is not there, maybe you'll have a doubt whether it's this product is of the same brand or not, right? Simple like, yeah, simple like iPhone ad. Somebody answered. Simple like iPhone ads, Hirsch. Yeah, true, kind of. Right, but that's a different style of advertising. That's totally different style of advertising. Similarly, honesty and authenticity. Yes, this is a very good example. If you see here, the one on the right, like there is a bottle. What is that bottle about? Can anybody answer? When you first see that, what comes to your mind? Juice, fruit, juice. Yeah, juice. Yeah, yeah. Somebody gave a right answer. Somebody, yeah, you gave the right answer. Like after seeing it for some time, now you can make it out that it's not juice actually. And we are getting that feeling only because by seeing the graphics on top of it, which has all this nice rainbow fruits and all, and the font that is used on top of it, it makes it look like soda. It makes it look like as if it's a juice, and even the color inside that, but it's not. It's actually a floor cleaner, but which is wrongly packed. The design on top of it is wrongly packed. Uh, it's wrong design. That's where it looks like a juice, right? So this is just an example, like how graphics can mislead us. Same with the example on the side. If you see, you can make a design look really good by putting all these nuts on top of this. Like I think these are chocolate nuts on top of this, and make it look more tasty and yum. But what after opening the pack, if we see the design that it is not good, it's not what is there on the top, then definitely we'll lose the interest, and next time they don't buy the same product, right? So it should not mislead the client. Like whatever design we are going to put on top of it, it should not be like misleading. It should be always honest and authentic, right? You can do a bit of Photoshop on it and then make it look good, but not like we should not show something else than what is there inside, right? It says it's baking soda. Yes, true. That's what baking soda, bicarbonate, and something else is also there in this. Right. Then the other important thing about a product design when we are doing shelf impact, right? This is the final thing, because any product that we design, it will always go into a market, a supermarket, or somewhere which will be displayed along with all other products. So that means our product should stand apart from all the competitors. So we should have a better understanding how our competitors' designs are, and we definitely have to do something which is outstanding than our competitors. It should not look same like them, or it should not be totally like not visible in the crowd. Should not be like that, right? Like any FMCG, like if you see any fast-moving consumer goods or whatever. So generally, if you go to a supermarket, right? So the first thing, like there is a theory here, when we go to a supermarket and we see a product there, it takes only 7 seconds for us to choose which one we want to take. Like if you're going there with a particular idea of I want to buy this particular product, okay. But if you're looking for some choices and you go to a supermarket and look into that rack, so there will be 10 to 20 products of the same category, but you will choose one, or you'll go to product first to one first product. How generally you go to a product? Like if you go to a product, what is the first thing that you do there? Which product you go to first? Which kind of product? Like what is the first thing? Biscuits? No. In biscuits, we go to biscuits. In biscuits, whatever. Like why you go to one particular pack and select? Yes, one is trusted brand. Definitely, if it is a trusted brand, definitely we'll go and buy that and come back. We don't look for choices. But if we don't have a choice, then we look for some brand which is really uh, appealing, visually appealing. That is the first thing. Looks are important visually first, and then once you go there, then you know about the product, read about the product. Then if you like, you take the product. That's the second thing. But the first thing is the good packaging, visually appealing. That's what we look into, right? So shelf impact is the final thing, the main thing that we always look into whenever we design a product, and that's the job of a product package graphic designer. So he should make, he's also kind of graphic designer, but he's the one who should make the product look beautiful, convincing, attractive among all the other crowd, all the other competitors. Correct? Okay. Some interesting answers from different people. Like some people wants to go for chocolate first, with a trusted brand, and simple and appealing. Yes, all these things. Right. So I'll quickly go through different design trends which are there in the product graphic packaging. Uh, there are different trends of what kind of package designs are there out there. Uh, but again, these trends, I'm not saying these are the only trends that are available. This will keep changing. It's not just every year. Sometimes it might change every month also, depending on the new design trend that comes in. It might change. But I'm just putting together some types of designs which are there out there, which are really good. Like uh, a minimalistic design, so which can attract us, like this very simple and attract us. Somebody asks, doesn't it also matter on what shelf height products are placed on? All those things are there. There is a total different research and psychology that is there behind where to place the product. Sometimes we need to put a separate stand for our product separately, which is properly designed. Even that will be there, right? Right. So all those things are there. That comes under, yes. Somebody said it's called visual merchandising. Yes, that's true. There's something called visual merchandising which takes care of all those things. Right? But that's not our topic today. So one is the minimalistic design. Personally, I like minimalistic design, which is simple, which is not cluttered at all, easy to understand, and gradients, which are really cool. Like there are two types of gradients. One is the bright gradients and dark gradients. There are like light colors or calm colors. There are so many kinds of gradients. But nowadays the trend that we see in most of the products is more like bright gradients we generally see. Right? Uh, Similarly, we have pastel colors. These are very like subtle colors. We generally use it for perfumes. We can use it for something like maybe baby products. So all those things, right? Which has a very soft touch for it. So, and if you see the graphics on top of it, these are all very raw graphics, which are hand painted kind of graphics, right? Even this can be done. And there's some patterns that are there right now. And then there are some other things right here. Uh, yeah. Flat illustrations. These are again a new trend wherein we have a story behind this. We have a story here. Yeah, somebody is answering even for fruit juice, color, feminine products. Yes, there are. Correct. So yeah, so if you go to the flat illustrations, they generally have a story about the product. So it's not just one simple graphic or something that you can put. These are something like hand-drawn kind of graphics which we can put, and we can convey even a story on the product package itself. What kind of product, all those things. So most of the times we see this kind of, like if you go to a supermarket nowadays, this is one trend wherein flat graphics like this are there everywhere. Then we have vintage. So vintage gives a very classic look, something like make it look like very authentic, classic. So so we have some kind of trust on top of it when we see that kind of brands, right? So even this is one more design. Generally, we can use this when you're doing organic kind of thing, which has which is a little old. So those kind of things you want to give a look like that. Then vintage is something which is really good. And for getting this effect, it's not just the elements of design that we are using. There are even so many other things that plays a very important role. Yeah, a traditional style for that, something like that. Similarly, we have black and white design. Even we see this. This is like very minimal design, and you can see in some areas the design is just black, fully black. But again, in the black itself, you can differentiate between two types of blacks. One is more glossy, the other one is more like a rough kind of glossy kind of texture, and the other one is a rough kind of texture. Both are mixed, both are black, and it's a very good trend, which is just by going with one single color like black. And we have 8-bit. 8-bit is more like a game kind of thing, like old games that we generally play. So that's something like that we can do with that kind of effect we can get using this. It's a kind of 8-bit. Patterns, we see this everywhere. Most of the packages that we see comes with uh, some kind of patterns about the product. Like if there is a chocolate inside, we can have some uh, cocoa seed on top of it, which is like a pattern on top of it, which conveys the message there is something related to chocolate inside, or maybe some kind of geometrical patterns on top of it, right? So all these things, either it can be, yeah, it's not just digital pattern. It can be digital pattern, or it can be a hand-drawn pattern. Anything, right? It's not always. And design is not just which is done inside computer. It can be done on anything, right? We cannot constrain ourselves only to that. And we have uh, holographic effects. This particular kind of package is not just a color. It's not just because of a color that is painted in on the computer or something. This is the material what is used. The material itself will give a different holographic effect when we are actually moving the product. Because that's in the product printing. That time it actually is taken care. And then a transparent, which again is like very clear message that we are going to give, because this works on products which are the product itself can speak for us. The product itself is really good. Something like if you see the juice in the center, the color of the juice itself is really good. We don't need some other graphics on top of it which should speak about it, right? So in those cases we can make it whole transparent so you can see the product directly, uh, and then we can make a design on top of it, right? So if we can look through the design, and the background color of the product itself will play the major role here, right? um, Typography, yes, there's like a bold typography, and you can see most of the products now, like MACD also, they shifted to this bold typography. There's so many products, and this speaks the message. Like when you view a bold typography, it's like verbally telling uh, what it is. Like with a word, we are telling what kind of product it is, and that itself is speaking about the overall product what we are doing, right? So that's about different design styles that are there, but those are not the only design styles that are there. There are even more, right? I'm not constraining ourselves to only that particular things. At any point of time, you can create your own design trend, and that can be a trend from there on, right? As a designer, that's what you need to do. You should be able to create your own design trends at any point of time, right? Any question still now? And yeah, one more question. In all these design trends, which is your favorite design trend? Any answers? Vintage, minimal, flat illustration, holographic. Oh, so many. Vintage. Okay, nice. Typo. That's what. Each one has their own way. Like, it's not everybody likes the same kind of thing, but depending on what you want to convey, depending on how you want to convey, we need to able to choose what kind of design trend or style that we are going to implement to convey the message. That's what is very important here. It's not like you like a particular kind of design trend and you want to implement it on your product. No, it doesn't work that way, right? It should suit the kind of product that you are always selling, and what kind of message you want to give based on it. Yeah, somebody said depends on brand message. That's the main thing. Like It's finally about what kind of message you want to convey, right? So yeah, that's a good answers. I wanted to quickly take you through the overall process of how this package graphic design is done, the label design is done, right? For this, I'll be using three softwares: Photoshop, Illustrator, and if possible, I'll be using Dimension also for showing how to do 3D mock-up of it, right? But the overall process is like this. I just broadly classified into three different things, but there are even more things in this. Somebody said Corel Draw. Yes, we can use even Corel Draw also. There is no, like, instead Illustrator, we can do it even in Corel Draw also. The software doesn't matter. Like if it is a vector software, yes. If it is a raster software, different. That's it. What kind of design you want to do, based on it, you need to able to select which software. But software should not be a constraint for you to design at any point of time. So I divided this into three Ds, like a 3D kind of, but it's not a 3D design. This 3D stands for, one is a die line, the other one is design, and then deliver. Die line, design, and deliver. So I just broadly classified into these three, wherein die line is the main thing, which is like a guideline for us. So it looks like this, wherein if we have a package like this, wherein if it is a box like this, right, when you unwrap the pack, like when you open up the package, it will look something like this. When you make it flat, it will look something like this. So this is what the outline of this overall package is, something which is important for us, because we are going to design based on this. And this is very important because we don't generally design top separately, front separately, and back separately like that. If we do that way, the problem here is there won't be any continuation in the design. Like if you want to continue a design from the top to the side to the bottom, so it doesn't work because we don't have everything in one single thing. So die-line is something which is like a guideline for us on which we need to color or design whatever. And if you see, this die-line has is seen in two different colors, like maybe blue and the red. So blue stands for the outline of the overall package, and then there is one more here, what that is the red color, that is called as the crease line. That is where we generally fold. It's not where we are going to cut it, it's where we are going to bend the package, right? So there are different machinery to do all those things, but yeah, that's secondary. But what we need mainly is the die line. So based on that, we are going to do. And similarly, there is one more package here which is in a different approach. uh, like if you can see here, it's made up of two different elements. One is the transparent element, the other one is the package. Both are put together to form the actual package. So when we are designing, so we need to think about how to design. Maybe you want to put a label here, or you want to put a label, a semi-transparent label here on top of this, or you don't want to put anything on the transparent pack. You just want to put keep it transparent like that. So it depends on what kind of design, how you want to showcase it, right? But for all these things, the what we talk what I told about, like the shelf presence and all those things are very, very important. We need to keep all those things in mind when we are doing this, right? And somebody was asking, what about mind mapping or brainstorming? Is it a part of design process? Yes, of course. As a design process, all those things are not just in this particular design. So that is something which is important in any kind of design. So all those things are definitely important, right? Then we have, yeah, so it's something, it looks like this, wherein we have a die line, and once we put a design on top of it, we'll put it on actual product, print and see, or maybe we can um, do a mock-up in Photoshop or any other software and see how the product looks like, right? So this is the overall process of how it is done. So just to demonstrate this process, how it is done, I am going to show, taking a product here, a small case study on this product, which is very familiar. I think everybody knows this product. Most of you likes dates. I think so. I like dates. So yeah, this is one product which I'm taking, and I'm going to redesign this product. Right? I don't want to complicate with different types of products. It's a very simple product, and I'll tell you the process of what generally I follow. If it is a redesigning of the existing product, what are the things that I keep in mind, and then I do it. Right? And if it's totally a new product, then the approach will be again more or less similar. But only thing is you should get all the details from the client to understand what and all are needed. And then, but now what and all are needed is already there. Most of the things are there. The information that has to be conveyed is there, but we are just going to redesign it in a different way, and how it looks, right? So I'll tell you like what are the different things generally I follow to do this. So I'll jump into the software and show you the process, what I do. The first thing, you can use a paper or anything for doing this, right? Yes. So generally, yeah, somebody asks who makes the die line, right? So die line is generally done by the packaging designers. So since they'll be using a different softwares for package designs, so they will have a ready template which will be taken directly from their software, right? Which will be given by the package designers. As a graphic designer, we don't generally design the die line. We just take the die line and then directly design on top of it. Yeah. So shop. Yes. I hope you can see the software here, Photoshop open here. So, so since the product is already there, I mean, the product is already there, what and all I need, I just open the page here directly, and I want to see what. So this is something which I do in the starting stage, wherein I uh, go through the product and understand what is important for us and what is not important, because this is where I define the hierarchy, like which should have more prominence and which should have less prominence. So I am planning different design styles for this, but I'll show all the design styles like what I'm trying. Some will like different styles what I'm trying looking into. So if you see this, I don't want to lose the authenticity of the product. Like maybe people are already used to this product, right? They like this product and they're used to this kind of colors and packaging. So I don't want to go much away out of this, right? So you have two options here, whether you want to go with the same kind of colors and all which are already used, which is very much used by the customers, or you can go with a total different branding style. That's like, but the only thing there is once you change the design, people might not get connected that easily. So you need to do a very wide advertisement for that, right? So in this case, I just want to mark what and all are needed. So one main thing that I saw here is the center, the diamond kind of shape, which is very prominent for this. So I want to use that, but maybe in a different way. Right? I like this one. Yes, maybe the first. I like this. And it says premium quality, which is like a product thing, which is very important again. So I want to use this in a different way. Maybe I want to showcase in a different way. And the name, original Kimia dates, yes, all those things should be there. And all these are like important, like this FSSAI and nutrition. These are like general recommendations which should be there on any food package, right? So we cannot take this off. So I want to keep all these things. And this particular product, what I'm keeping here, this image doesn't have one thing. Like there is one more image. I just open. It's the same product but in a different angle. You have this very nice, wherein it says 48 hand-picked dates, right? So this is again very interesting thing. So if you highlight that, that might, because it says hand-picked and then 48 something, that's a nice number which we can use. So even that I want to add here. So something like 48 hand-picked. So yeah. So these are the important things that I want to put. And the next thing is what is important and what is less important. So the first thing, I want the center, this should be there, and then the 48 hand pick should be there, and rest everything I want to keep them on a secondary basis. Somebody has a question here. Uh, can we all know about the materials for packaging and package, and how does material play a role in the graphics? Material is like what? What kind of materials? If you can be specific, like the kind of uh, I keep, something. Like if you can be more specific about what kind of thing, uh, then I can answer that. Definitely, definitely. Like what is there inside? Yes, that's what I said. Like there is an example wherein there is a fruit juice, and if you know there is a fruit juice inside, and the color is really good, we don't want to close it, right? So we just want to showcase it. So in that case, maybe I'll go with the transparent. So all those things are important. And somebody asked, is it um, right, information hierarchy and but design would be a copyright by the brand. Yes, see, I'm not doing this like for a product, actual product, and I'm not doing it, but I'm giving my version of the design for this. That's it. I'm not saying this particular design is not good and I'm doing something better. So this design is already proven. People buy this seeing this design, but I'm doing a different version of it. That's it. Right. So the type of a board, all those things. Yeah, all those materials are important. What kind of product we are doing, right? So yeah, so once we understand the visual hierarchy, like which one to be seen first and which one to be second, all those things, then I'll start with the designing part. So yeah, so I come up with like different things like this. I already tried some, but I'll straight away start with the process of how it is done. And then I go here to Illustrator, right? So generally this die line, we generally get the die line. So if you're not getting the like, if you have to design the die line, either we can use CorelDRAW for that, or we can use Illustrator or any vector software for doing that, right? And for designing this, I already have a mockup which I'm going to use. So if I have to go here, open the mockup. Mockup, yeah, just open this up first. Right. So I'll just show you what mockup I'm using and what is there. Let me open the file. It's taking time to open. It's a heavy file. So it's a very simple box. So I'm not going away with the package design. The package design box, I'm keeping it. So this is the kind of model. There are shadows and all which I'll be enabling, but this is the overall look of the product, what I'm looking. So the box is same. I'm not going to change the product, the shape of the box. The only thing is I'll be changing the graphics on top of it. So for this, uh, go to the product. Yeah, so go inside this. Already designed some in this side. Right. So, so this is the size, like what I got from the mockup. But what I am, the process, what I am doing right now is already have a mockup which is defined based on the sizes what I want, and then I'm designing on top of it. But in general, we work on the die line and then bring it back here. So die line is created like this. So it's like straighter. I'm just taking A4 sheet. That doesn't matter since it is a vector. At any point of time, we can change it. Somebody's asking like designing your user should be your first right step so that you can choose the style and types of graphics. Yes, that's where it is like always depending on the target customer, the demographic, who is trying finally using it based on that. Like it's a kids, if it is a total different. That's the research which goes behind this, right? But that's what the research what I did on this particular product is. I'll tell you like what are the things I'm keeping in mind when I'm doing this. As I said, it should be premium look. I want to use the same design things that are needed. So yeah, so I'm showing how to create a dial and the basics of how to do this. Like. But I'm not going along exactly with the product what I'm doing, but I'll show you how a box dial in the basics, like 1 to 2 steps of how it is done. So it's very simple, based on the measurements what we have. Like every box will have its own measurements, maybe 3 inches by 4 inches or 8 by 4 inches, whatever. So I'll do that here. So I want to change the width and height of it, maybe to 8 inch by 4 inch. So this may be the size of the box. And then once it is unwrapped, opened up, so that's where it will have all the other flaps like sides and all. So I'll be doing that. Like I'll take a copy of this in here, and this time I want the height of the box to be maybe 2 inches. So instead of 4 inches, I'll keep it at 2 inches. So this is one side of the box, right? And similarly, I want the same thing to go on the other side. Here, that's on the left and the top and the bottom. And then I take a copy of this here, matching it to this. And this is again a side which will be of instead of 8 inches, this will be of 2 inches. So I'll keep it at 2 inches here. Right? And the same thing goes to the other side on this side. So if you see this, I'll just scale it down. But you should not do this. If you do this, you lose the proportions. But just to show you, I'm doing this, wherein I have this panel. And then we have the other flaps here, which is for smaller, and then generally this will have rounded corners, and there are different again terminologies in each of this. Some will be rounded, some will have extra cuts for locking system and all. But yeah, so all those things we're not talking about today, the creation of a die line and all. So but a die line is something which we already got, and then on top of it is what we are designing. Yeah, I'll answer these questions after this. There's so many questions coming in which I'll be answering the next. So yeah, so this is a die line which will be to the calculation what I want, and we'll export this either as a paths or anything to Photoshop, and we'll be designing on top of this. So that's the main process, the overall process, right? So once this layout is there, you just have to design on top of this. So any design that is flowing from top to bottom, we just have to design on this. That's how it works. So imagine we have already a die line which is already there. Then like something like this, which is already a die line. I already created some for this, like open that die line. So this is, this is not needed. This particular thing, yeah. So this is a die line what I created for this, like the front, like only for the top part of the box, the cover of the box, uh, for doing that. Somebody asked, wouldn't it be a lot easier in dimension? See, dimension is more about showing it in form of a 3D mockup, but the overall design, if you don't do it here, because it's not just about seeing the product. If you do it here, it is print ready. Whatever you do here, it is like the proper template which you can directly take and then print it directly, right? Like, so I just got it here, and then if you see like this. Yeah, so this is the overall thing what I have, and since I'm just keeping it here in this right now, I'm just keeping it as RGB. But anything that goes for print, we generally have to do only in CMYK. That's a printer thing. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, it will not reproduce all the colors what you want. Yeah. And is coming here. So the design what I did, like once I have this, the process what I did here is, as I said, I like the center part of it, the design what I like. So the first thing which I did here, new layer, just took a square. I'll just show the basic process of how it is done. You can even do this, or you can use some shapes, which is always better. So a square and not red. I want it to be white. And its dimensions, I'm rotating it by 45 degrees, keeping it somewhere here. And I want to give, just to make it look more premium look. That's what, like it says premium product or something. So to give the premium, instead of showing it in the form of words, just by the package itself, I want to make it look premium. So something like a gold color thing, a gold color border or something, which I want to put on top of it, which will make it look premium. So to do that, so just to see how it looks in the mock-up, what we can do is on the same rectangle what we created, I want to go with the stroke, right? I can go with the gradient here and the stroke instead outside. I want it to be outside size. And instead this gradient, I have some downloaded gradients of some things which looks like a gold. And yeah, this is very important thing when you're doing package, wherein whatever we are doing here in this, right, it is not going to be printed exactly like this, because uh, in the print we are not going to do it with this. The gold is separate layer of print that happens on top of it. This is only for the reference point which we're doing in the design. In the end, when you're printing, this gold itself won't be there. That will be printed in a separate layer, right? This is only for us purpose here, what I'm doing here. And then the next thing that I want here is that is just to make the process a little more faster, like the other things what I did here. Like, I'll just show you different things what I did, like logo main, right? So this is what I did on top of this, wherein you see the border along with this gradient, and on top of it, the fonts what I used, again, I want to make it more or less look similar to what is the actual product name, how it was before. I don't want to change it. That's where I kept it more like that bold font, right? Bold font on top of this. And originally I made it little bold again to give that premium look. And this is my approach. Like, I'm not saying this is the only design thing that we need to do this. This is my understanding about the product. This is my approach for redesigning this package. You can try different other things also, right? And then, yeah, I just took the same logo, copy it onto the other sides, like the left and the right of this, so you'll have a visual understanding of how it looks. And then I create one more shape on the side which has this shape here, right? I want to show like it is the brown color of the dates which I want to show on the side, so I'm just doing this here. And the other elements like this, like the nutrition information, which is not typed. Generally we get this exact format and we need to design it, but this is something which is off the internet, I just used to showcase here. And the other basic things like this, best before, keep in cool place, all these things, right? So it's not randomly placed here and there. So all these things are placed according to the grid. Like, it's not just randomly placed just like that. So we I followed some design grid and all for placing everything in a nice and clean format. And the round seal, yes, so this is something which again I created in the same way with a shape, and then did something like this, uh, wherein I want to highlight that 48, which looks really good. I mean, I like the number 48, so I made it more prominent, and then I did like this. And then I want to add some images on top of this, the actual photograph of the images. There are two ways of doing this. One is either you can have an image like this, or you can actually show the content inside that. I'll show the other version also what I did for this, wherein the inside part of it is visible. And on all this, I just place the pattern. So the final pattern on top of this, again, just to give that look, a rich look for that, so I added this. Right. So here, some of the doubts. Like, so this is about like the overall process what I did, and once I take this to our mock-up, how it looks on the mock-up. So enable everything is not what we want, right? So once you take the package and puts on top of this, like in a mock-up what I did inside Photoshop. So you see how the product looks. So it's like a different thing from what we saw before, right? So there's one approach what I did. Similarly, I'll show the other approach also what I did for this. Save this. But for any of this, so this is very, very important, wherein which one you want to give more prominent and which less. That hierarchy is something which plays a very important role in your design, not just in package design, any design, right? Otherwise, it will be more cluttered and confusing. And if I go to the answer, some of you are asking like RGB or CMYK. Yes, CMYK is the one that you need to use. Photoshop for packaging. Yes, you can use Photoshop for packaging because it's not a scalable thing that you're like package will be always fixed. You can use Photoshop for doing it. Uh, the computer to the monitor, it might differ. The color reproduction, yes, it will differ, uh, but that depends. That depends in the sense we need to do a calibration between the monitor and the printer. Otherwise, it will be different. CMYK, yes, all the answers correct. And yeah, see, that's what the software doesn't matter. InDesign or all those things doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. The other questions I'll just look through it again and then again answer once the session is done in the end. Yeah. So similarly, I did one more design for this wherein it's the same lines. The design is more or less in the same lines, but only difference here what I did is the package will have a bit of transparent uh, fill. You can see here, and most of the things here are for visually showing it. Like you can see, I just left a part of it here. Inside there will be thickness of the box, and they left a small transparent part here, and that is just a film which I used here to make it look like that. But in the end, we don't keep this. We should not keep this because that's just a film which will be there placed. But all this involves cost. So all those things we need to keep in mind when you're designing. Right. And yeah, this is one more approach for doing that. And from here we can see the dates. So in this case, I didn't put any image of the dates here because we are anyway seeing it through this. The direct product is visible there. And yeah, one more here. This. Yeah, so this is totally different approach which I tried. Again, this is transparent, a semi-transparent variant. I can see the product from here, but I want to here show things based on the typography. So it's more like coming out of the traditional design which is already there, and I want to do something totally different. So I'm make it more modern and looks more modern. And I'm even seeing like if you put the same product in the shelf, like showcasing this towards the people, right, in the shelf. Like just imagine repeating this multiple times. It's like a grid of these things, right, which will be attractive because of the color also. That the color we can play with anyways, but I like this color just to attract the audience or people who are seeing this. But all these things, like these are different approaches what I did, and these are not the like the end for this. You can try even more, like the design can go even more drastic. Like you can use any of the design trends that I was showing before and you can implement them, provided they are suiting what. Sir, in the second option it looks like cigarette packet due to colors. Might be, yeah, that's what we can still look into the design. There you can try different other approaches, but this is like my approach in doing this. And I'm not saying this is the only thing or this is the only best final design will always have its own corrections and iterations when we're doing it, right? I hope any answer questions still now, other than what you're asking, anything related to this. I'll again go through the questions and then answer anyways. Yeah. As a designer, do we have to bother about printing price? Yes, we have to. Definitely there will be a budget, based on that, because there will be some elements, like if you put gold print, it might be costly. Uh, like if you use some other element, the holographic, it might be a little costly. So all those things definitely plays a role when we're doing design. Uh, yeah. So dimension, so somebody asked, can we see the same thing in dimension? Can we do this? See, so we can do this in dimension, like creating this in a dimension, like something like, but you can use Illustrator, Photoshop files in dimension as material and then send the file for print. Yes, we can definitely do that. So that's, as I was telling, whatever mock-up design, what we are seeing inside Photoshop, doing inside Photoshop, in the end, is just for showcasing what we are doing. Either we do it in Photoshop or we do it in print, it's all the same. It's just different softwares that we are using. A dimension has little more flexibility wherein you can see it from different angles. But finally, the design is done in Illustrator or Photoshop or any other software, and the elements will be exported and then placed. Like, it have to show you how generally a dimension looks like, for the people who didn't use dimension before. So it looks like this, wherein it's more like a realistic render that you can get out of, like realistic mock-up render that we can generally get out of this. So just take a new file. It's like a 3D package wherein we have some predefined 3D models or packages which are there, and you can just put your labels on top of it. Imagine like I'm doing something for maybe a food pouch. A basic dimension example. But for creating designs on this, right, it's like any 3D, you can see now this has little more visually appealing because it has all that material information inside that. So any structure or anything that you place on this looks good, like, and it has the lighting information also, which you can put on top of it. I'll just show how this works. Like I have this pouch. Go inside that. I want to put a label on top of this, just a random label. Right. So here. Okay, design. So we'll take one design. This is some of this. These are some of the designs which are done by students for some package designs. So just using that time, maybe that's a bigger image, or just cancel that. Yeah, it's there, but it says still loading. But you have the product here. I don't know why it still says that. Yeah, now we have this, and we can just import the labels on top of it, and we can see how that looks on this. And you want it to be shiny, glossy, whatever. So you can do all those things on this. I want it to be more rough kind of thing, whatever. So the best part of dimension is you can put this on a real life how it looks, and then you can use it, like I want to use an image behind this. I want to put it on a table. Right, match it. Creates lighting based on the image and then matches it to it. It's calculating. Meanwhile, let it load. Can you know the selected materials for design? How to select materials for a design? Again, it depends on the product. It depends on the product what we are using. Okay. Uh, the exact scale of mockup. Like when you're putting from 2D to 3D, if you're talking about dimension, we need to scale it down based on it. But if it is properly based on the UVs of how the model is, yes, it will exactly go based on the UVs. Otherwise, it's like eyeballing it and then moving and placing it. Since it is just a mock-up, we can do it. We can do an eyeballing of it from Dimension to Illustrator or vice versa. You can export it as an image. Yes, you can export the render as an image. Now you can say just export, match the image onto the table so it exactly sits on the table. And you can take a render out of this, which will be realistic output. And you can directly use it in your advertisements, like a product advertisement where you want to put your product there. You don't need a real photograph of it. You can directly place the product directly there itself. You can do that. Like now it's rendering. It takes time, but right, you can render it to any quality you want and then you can use it. You can put some patterns, everything, whatever are available here, you can use them. Yeah. So that's just close this. I don't want to render. It takes time anyways. Let me go back to this. Yeah. So I hope that gives you understanding about how the overall process of packaging is done, the overall overview of how it is uh, done, the overall thing about this. So now time for, like, you have some doubts or questions. I already have some questions. Yeah, you already asked some, so I'll answer some of them. Uh, like color of the monitor, CMYK, yes, and how do you assess minimum font size, etc. It depends on the size of the product also. Depends on the overall size of the product. Like if the product is like a bigger or smaller, or where it is placed and how it is going to be used. So all those things matters whenever we are actually designing something. And it should be too small. It should not be eye straining unless until you want to put a warning on top of statutory warning or something which you don't want others to read. You make it small. Otherwise, yes, depending on its importance, we define the size of it. How to place on a mock-up? Yes, that's what I've shown. CMYK, and then yeah, user-friendly design is something like what I was showing in the end, wherein it's just a flat color. It looks modern, but it's just a flat color, which you can, instead of gold print, you can go with those kind of things. Color even depends on material and packaging. Yes, definitely. As I was telling you at one point of the presentation, there is a full black and white design. Even though the foreground font to the background color both are black, but they are differentiated. That's because, not thank you, still. Yeah, if you see this, like these two are black, but they both are differentiated because the kind of material that we are using. One is a glossy, the other one is a matte finish, right? So that defines. That depends on the material also. The final design depends on the material also. So that's how I did the gold color. So gold color, I didn't, even though I put it in the form of a color just for the visual representation, but the final print, as I was telling you, we are not going to use that. And, and required. What is the first step in customer-based research when thinking about your package design? For example, your Kimia dates mockup. The 03 would attract a younger population. 01 will be more suitable for the old crowd. That's where the research comes in place. Who will be the target customers, right? So depending on the target audience, so the first one I maybe like the first design because it's universally accepted, and I'm not going away from the actual design of it. So the users, the people, the customers don't get disconnected from the design much. So the gold it will be differently. What it means? I mean, the gold is not printed on just the colors what we provided. It's totally a different layer of gold print that will be done in the on the printer side. And some of them are related to this. We can add our own pattern. Yes, you can do all those. Can straight away put PSD's mock-up in the software and work on it. Yes, you can do all those. Where do we get best mockups? Google. You get, there are so many free mockups available in Google. You can get them, but you just have to attribute them. Some are free, some are paid. All the free we need to attribute them. I will decide what info should go on the primary packaging. That's where, like I was telling, like which is important, which is visually important. Based on that, will be doing the hierarchy is something which does that. Yeah. Any resource to learn about predictive side effects, so designer can all possibilities. Um, like I did get the question exactly. Attributing is something like the credits. You need to do we create a miniature of it first and then design? So we do something like brainstorming, sitting and then doing some kind of sketches about the overall product. So I'll do multiple sketches. For this process, what I did multiple sketches just on a paper, how a product should look like, and then I started doing it. And there is a question saying like, uh, do you teach graphic design? Yes, we do teach graphic design. That's one of our core courses. We do teach graphic design, which covers all this in detail about all these things what we are doing right now. Yeah, like gold foiling, UV embossing, how to know what all is possible. So all those things are techniques of printing, and yes, definitely they'll help us in making a design even more good or better. That depends on the design. There is no proper the charges for the design. There is no proper like one single thing. It depends on the materials, of the cost, the work that you're going to do. All those things matters. What difference it is? Uh, yeah, mockups can be done in Illustrator. Yes, that's what we did. We did we can do it in Illustrator also. It's not that we have to do only in Photoshop. We can definitely do it in Illustrator also. But since it is just an image, it's better if you do in Photoshop, which has more color combinations that you can do. Gradients and all are, the shadows and all are really good if you do it in Photoshop. What is like, okay, what is the difference from the other, like, what is the specialty of your graphic design course compared to others? Course wise or the subject wise, if you see the softwares wise, it is more or less same. Softwares will be same anywhere you go. The softwares are always same. There is no difference from ours, the softwares what we use, the softwares maybe other institutes. It's all about the methodology of how we teach here. We don't teach by saying it's just software. I don't teach it as the form of Photoshop or Illustrator, something like that. Here we teach it on a design point of view. We teach mostly in the form of how design works. And once you learn in that way, like what is the design, what are the principles of design, what are the different elements of design, then putting them together to create the design, you can create any kind of design. All right. That's what I was saying. The product packages, what I did, and it's not limited to only those three. You can come up with multiple other variations of it depending on your like understanding about that, your research about it, right? But all that research, all the things, principles, if you keep all those things in mind, that is where you can create a good design. It's not random. Nothing is random. If you keep all those things, yeah, you do that. And here, that's what we teach. We teach all these principles and all which are important as a designer for you. Uh, how to study about different materials for packaging and their quality and pricing. There are so many online resources which will definitely help you. There are so many resources which will help you about understanding package, or you just do a live print, like you take design one thing and then you straight away go with the print. Even that will help you in understanding how it happens. Just do a test run of it. Here, um, this, okay, minimalistic and transparent. Is there a ratio between graphic and text elements that we have to use? Yes, of course. You should keep them uh, like nothing should be like over the other. you should keep both side by side and understand, like, and it all depends on what you want to convey in the end, how you want to convey. You want to convey it in the form of an image, or you want to convey it in the form of a text. If you want to convey it more into like a story or like an image, like the flat illustration, the illustration is more bigger than the text. And if it is a typography, then it's typographic design, then it's a text which is speaking for about us. So text will be bigger and the images will be smaller. uh, See, if there is something like that, a question is like if there is a bottle, like a Dettol hand wash bottle. Now, yeah, it's good nowadays. Dettol and hand sanitizers. So Dettol hand wash bottle, how, yeah, we generally get the package, like the label size we generally get, and based on that label size, we design inside that. Like if there will be two labels, like for a Dettol package, front and the back. So we get both the sizes of both the outline of both the labels, and we design on top of it. How do we get the die line illustrated? Yeah, that's what I just explained how to do it. So, how to design size of a logo. How do we decide what size of logo should be used? If you're talking about on the product packaging, it depends. Like if you're something like a product which is well established, like a shoe brand, like a Nike or something, if you just put one logo on top without any product name or something, you can sell it, right? So it depends on the brand. If the brand is well like established, you can just sell the whole product just by putting a logo. The size depends on that. How to choose materials? Interpretation looks different. Okay, that's answered. Thank you. Thanks. Great session. Thank you. Uh, where to download mockups from? There are so many. That's what I was telling. There are so many Google you can find. You can download from there. See, if you're comparing between whether to use Photoshop or Illustrator for packaging, there is no specific thing like you have to use only Photoshop or Illustrator. The only difference is the scalability option. If the package is always same and you're not going to scale it anyways, right? And the logo elements and all anyways will be designed separately in the vector. At any point of time, we can scale them up. There is no problem as such with that. But since we are not going to scale the overall package design, it's either Photoshop or Illustrator, both are same. Is art knowledge important for graphic designers? Yes, definitely, but not drawing skills as such. Drawing is, I'm not saying drawing is not that important, but you should be able to convey your message by doing a simple sketches in drawing. Go to school. Okay. New brand appeal. Yes. Can we make packages forms more organic? Yes. Can we make packages forms more organic? Yeah, that comes under the package design. That doesn't cover the graphic design much. It's the kind of package what we are going to use, the kind of material what we are going to use, that can make it more organic. uh, yeah. So I hope I answered all the questions. So most of the questions are repeating, so I just skipped some, but I hope I answered all the questions. So anything else? Any other doubts you guys have? Used on packaging. And again, it depends. The color combination and all, it depends on the product. What should be used and what not to be used, it depends on the product and where you're, how you're using it. Mm. I hope it's a great session. I mean, I conveyed what is needed. I hope everybody liked it. Right. Um, just go back to this. Yeah. Fine. Thanks for attending. Thanks for being a good listeners. Thank you. Yes, I said it's kind of, yes, it is important. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all.